functional anatomy of the mammary glands, it's very true that without the mammary gland, without the udder, there is no importance of the dairy cow or a buffalo. The milking animals are given a price or expensive when they are giving you a more milk. So we have to look after the mammary glands if we want to get a more milk or take a more price of animal. So dairy animal has price of a milk, not of a meat. So the animals which does not give you a high quality and a high quantity milk, they are not valuable for the dairy farm. तो मेमोरी ग्लैंड्स अगर हैं किसी काऊ और बफेलो में और वो अच्छा मिल्क देते हैं, गुड क्वालिटी मिल्क देते हैं, गुड क्वांटम देते हैं, तो वो हमारे लिए बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है. देन वी हैव टू लुक, the farmers are giving a treatment and give a health care because of the milk. The milking animals are more important for dairy animals than the dry milk animals. So therefore, the look after of the mammary glands is more important than the animal. जानवरों का जो है अडर का ख्याल रखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. When they are milking twice a day, there is more chances of diseases in the milking animals of a mastitis than the non-milking animals. इसलिए इनका ख्याल रखना, aseptically milking करना is the most important. और इसमें functional anatomy mammary glands की क्या होती है, we will discuss today. As for the mammary glands, are the concerned, they are the major features. They are distinguished mammals from other kinds of mammals. Other animals are different than those animals which are mammals giving a milk. So mammary glands are the organs that in the mammals produce a milk for the sustenance of the young. तो वो अपने बच्चों को पालने के लिए उनमें mammary glands होते हैं, और the mammals have a number of the mammary glands in the different animals. The teats and the glands can occur anywhere along the two milk lines, two roughly parallel lines along the ventral of the body. Ventral side पे पैर में teats होते हैं. ये different sides पे होते हैं. Different animal में different sides पे होते हैं. Inguinal region में होते हैं, abdominal region में होते हैं, या thoracic region में होते हैं. The most of the animals have a different number of the pair of the mammary glands. So in general, most mammals develop mammary glands in pairs along these lines with a number of approximating the number of young typically birthed at a time. The number and the position of the complex and simple mammary glands varies widely in different animals. Elephant has two, human have two mammary glands at the thoracic region, whereas the species like goat, sheep, and horse having two posterior or inguinal mammary glands, total 2, and the cattle has a 4 inguinal mammary glands and the total 4. So the cat has a 4 mammary glands, but 2 at the anterior thoracic side and 2 at the abdominal side. So the dog has a 2 interior, means thoracic side, 4 abdominal, and 2 to 4 inguinal or posterior teats. The teats might be at 10 because the posterior maybe the 2 or 4. If they are 4, then the number of the total teeth in the dog will be 10. If the posterior are 2, then the number of the teeth in the dog will be 8. The mouse is possessing a six thoracic or anterior teeth, whereas the posterior are 4, and the total number of the teeth in the mouse is 10. The pig is possessing a 6 anterior thoracic teeth, and the intermediate udder at the abdominal region is 6 in the pig, and the 4 is the posterior inguinal. So the 16 teeth and the udders are present in the pig, whereas the elephant or primates have a 2 interior or thoracic teeth or udder. So there is a most probably the suckling baby of the elephant is shown in this picture. The cow has a 4 inguinal glands and 4 teeth, and having a single opening in the teeth, whereas the eve and does have a inguinal 2 glands and 2 teeth, whereas the mare has a 4 glands but 2 teeth. The sow has an abdominal, the 10 to 14 glands or 10 to 14 even the teeth. The cat is a 10 to 14 glands as well as 10 to 14 teeth. The dog is a 10 to 14 glands and 10 to 14 teeth, whereas the human has a 2 pectoral or thoracic glands and a 2 teeth, and the elephant has a 2 thoracic or 2 pectoral or 2 udders. So the mammary gland is the most important the organ, and the milk secreting organ, a modified sweet gland and exocrine gland. The mammary gland having a thoracic region and the inguinal region in the between of the hind legs, and the abdominal region at the center of the abdomen.
सर पीपीटी शो नहीं हो रही है सर.
तो तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम होगा बेटे, वहां पे देख लो, अपना प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करो.
पास में नहीं हो रही.
तो जिनके पास नहीं हो रही है तो देयर माइट बी द सॉफ्टवेयर प्रॉब्लम. जिनके पास हो रही है तो दे माइट हैव even the synchronized or compatible program. So
same problem sir.
सर 4G चल रही है, शो ही नहीं हो रही.
There might be something wrong with the internet, but the most of the students can see that one. Compatibility का issue होगा, क्योंकि प्रोग्राम में सॉफ्टवेयर में कभी कभार compatible अगर पीपीटी नहीं होती है. जैसे मैं अगर इसको चला रहा हूँ 10 में, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट 10 में, और आपके पास माइक्रोसॉफ्ट सपोज करें 7 है, तो उसमें प्रॉब्लम आएगी. कुछ पावर पॉइंट्स स्लाइड्स नज़र नहीं आएंगी, कुछ पावर पॉइंट स्लाइड्स जो कंपेटेबल होंगी वो नज़र आएंगी. तो दिस इज़ द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द कंपेटेबिलिटी ऑफ द सॉफ्टवेयर. अगर मैं 7 में, अगर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट 7 में चला रहा हूँ सपोज करें, और आपका पास 10 है, तो कुछ चीज़ें आपको 10 में नज़र आएंगी, which may be converted into the 10, लेकिन कंपेटेबल प्रोग्राम है तो फिर उसमें कोई इशू नहीं आता. तो दिस इज द दिस कैन नॉट बी सॉल्व्ड फ्रॉम माय साइड. मैं इसको 10 को 7 नहीं कर सकता और 7 को 10 नहीं कर सकता. आपके 7 को 10 में नहीं कर सकता और 10 को 7 में नहीं कर सकता. तो पावर पॉइंट का प्रॉब्लम होता है. पावर पॉइंट जो है मेरे पास सॉफ्टवेयर है जिसमें चल रहा है, उसी में चलाओगे तो यू कैन सी दैट वन. So the mammary glands of a 4 abdominal having a 15 openings in one teeth in a kangaroo, whereas the mammary glands having a 2 thoracic and a 6 abdominal, but in a one teeth there is a 3 to 7 openings in a one teeth, whereas the mammary glands in a dog having a 2 thoracic, 6 abdomen, 2 inguinal, 8 to 10 openings in a one teeth. The mammary glands in a mouse, 4 thoracic, 2 abdomen, 4 inguinal, having a one opening in a teeth. The mammary glands in a dolphin having a 2 inguinal and 1 opening in a teeth. The mammary glands in a horse having a 2 inguinal and 2 openings in a single teeth. Whereas the 4 thoracic, 6 abdomen, 2 inguinal and 2 openings in a teeth. The mammary glands in a cow having a 4 inguinal and 1 opening in a teeth. So the anatomy of the mammary glands milk secreting structure including teats, duct system, lobes, lobules, and secretory tissue. Modified sweet gland, exocrine gland. Cow may be having a large and in an inguinal region, 4 teats, 4 quarters, and 4 separated glands. No mixing of the ducts across the quarter. The anatomy of the mammary gland, the rear quarters in a cow produce 60% of the milk, and the 4 quarters produce the remaining 40%. The size and the shape of udders varying with the producing ability, age, and genetic of the cow is the main characteristics of a producing a high quality or a high volume of the milk. The anatomy of the mammary glands of a cow, the front and the rear quarters separated by a fine membrane, left and right separated by a median suspensory ligament. The supramammary teats, some with a duct and a secretory system. Whereas how much the support is enough, which is producing a Holstein cow, which is producing a 30 kg milk, and the empty udder is a 25 kg in a weight. So the total weight during the milking time is a 55 kilograms. So how much the support is required? So the udder supports in a cow skin, fine connective tissue below skin. Connective tissue attaches from a quarters to abdominal wall. Lateral suspensory ligament, median suspensory ligament, the subpelvic tendon. So you can see that this is the skin is separated from at the other side, showing the udder with the suspension and lateral suspensory ligaments. So the lateral udder supports the in a cow, the lateral suspensory ligament sling around the udder, and 2 layers. One is the inelastic, more fibrous than the median suspensory ligament. So the median suspensory ligament is in the mid of the udder, and the lateral suspensory ligament is at the lateral side, and both of the lateral sides, and this is holding the mammary gland. The mammary gland has a body of a gland that's having alveolar ducts, the collecting ducts, the gland cistern, teeth cistern, and streak canal. So intramammary groove is in between the 2 glands. Lateral suspensory ligaments like hammock around the udder, from the pelvis to the median suspensory ligament. Mostly fibrous tissue collagen attaches to the alveolar tissue and provides the internal framework of the holding capacity of the udder. Udder supports in a cow, the median suspensory ligaments primarily supports the relatively elastic and 2 layers. The broken mammary suspensory ligament is a pendulous udder, causing a pendulous udder, and it works to hold in the mid of the udder, and the median suspensory ligament primary support of the udder. Two adjacent heavy sheets of tissue, mostly elastic and some fibrous tissues are present in the median suspensory ligament, and the attaches to the abdominal wall, divides the udder into two halves. So the glands on each half are divided by the sheet of a tissue. So the udder is divided into two halves by the median suspensory ligament. Fine connective membrane separates the front and the rear quarters, whereas the median suspensory ligament separates left from right quarters. So the pelvis, the connective attaches the udder to the abdominal wall, and lateral suspensory ligaments holds the two udders, and the other support in a cow is the lamina septa connective tissue runs between the lateral suspensory ligament and median suspensory ligaments, divide the parenchyma into lobes and lobules. The other depth from the heart to a floor of the udder is counted as the value of the cow, or the having a good udder produces a high quality and high volume of the milk. So the extremely deep udder is most prominently selective animals for dairy, where the intermediate is producing intermediate milk, and the extremely shallow produces a little bit a lower volume of the milk, whereas the extremely fleshy or an intermediate fleshy are extremely soft. The mostly the extremely fleshy is being selected that is a more powerful holding capacity and producing more milk. Extremely weak, the area, the intermediate and extremely strong. Though the extremely shallow and extremely soft and extremely strong is having a low volume but strong udder. So therefore, the extremely deep and extremely fleshy and extremely weak is more volume, having a more milk. So the duct system produces teat meters. The small canal located in the end of each teat is a 0.5 to 1 centimeter long and is the only sphincter in each gland. 7 or 8 loose folds of a membrane known as a Frostberg rosette are located above the teat meters. The teat cistern, the cavity within the teat, holds 30 to 90 ml of a milk. The primary defense mechanism of udder is teat sphincter is the most important barrier to keep a bacterial out of the udder. Damage to the teat and almost always results in a mastitis. So the teat sphincter is the most important area to look after whenever the milking takes place, and it should be having no damage, or mostly it is being observed that the mastitis originated from the teat sphincter. So antiseptics are being applied or whenever the milk is being melted down. Teat will thickness is a 25 mm above the teat apex, and teat diameter is 25 mm above the teat apex, and the teat canal length. So the ultrasound cross section of one teat is showing the longitudinal section of the teat canal represents the skin axis, and anatomical characteristics were determined as described in the figure. The secretory tissue having the lobe, which is the group of the lobules. The lobule is the group of the alveoli. The alveoli is the cluster of the alveolus. The alveolus is a single layer of epithelial cells surrounding the central lumen. So the anatomy of the quarter gland is the most of the udder is made of the alveoli. Cow's milk is usually stored in the following proportions: 60% in the alveoli, 20% in the ducts, 20% in the cistern. Organisms cannot pass directly between the glands, but antibiotics can. So the alveoli, the connective tissue, the ducts are the glands, the teeth system and street. So the organism cannot pass through the body to the udder, but the antibiotics which we are taking for killing organisms, they can pass through the from a blood to the udder and in the milk. So this is the udder having a branch-like structures showing the blood supply to the mammary gland. The 400 kg blood to produce a 1 kg of a milk. Two major arteries, the front half of the udder to the rear artery that is half of the udder, and four major veins to follow the same path as arteries and two mammary veins. So the arterial system oxygenated the blood from heart to the mammary gland, and the mammary arteries external pubic two branches, one of the each half of the udder, cranial mammary artery front side of the udder, caudal mammary artery rear part of the udder and aorta. So this is the showing that the mammary artery is coming down from the aorta. The cranial artery is also being initiated from heart, and the caudal artery is initiated from the aorta. So that the venous system is the blood from each half of the udder leaves by two veins, the external pituitary vein, the subcutaneous vein, the milk vein. So vena cava is showing number one. On the number one, there is a vena cava which is supplying external iliac vein and the external pubic vein. Then the subcutaneous abdominal vein is supplying from the front side. So the nervous system is a sensory afferent nerves in the skin and the tubes. Positive stimuli of the tubes and surrounding area initiates a milk laydown reflex via oxytocin. The nervous system is a sympathetic efferent involuntary nerves associated with the arteries in the gland, control the blood flow to the gland, innervation of the inspector muscles in the teeth, stress causes the vasoconstriction, decreasing the milk secretion and lay down. No parasympathetic innervation is present, so no nerve to myoepithelial cells or alveolar cells. The lymphatic system of the mammary gland is the lymphatic vessels carrying a tissue and lymphs from the tissue spaces to lymph nodes. The lymph nodes filters the tissue fluids to remove the foreign materials and thoracic duct and the venous pillar. The lymph system of a mammary gland is that these supramammary lymph nodes, the lymph vessels. The factors that influence the edema is the age, diet, especially the sodium chloride present in the diet, exercise and genetics. So this is the lymphatic system which is showing the different supramammary lymph nodes and subcutaneous lymph vessels, as well as the lymph vessels travels in dorsal cell and direction to the supramammary lymph nodes. So lymph nodes are responsible for the controlling the immune system. So the mammary glands development, 5 phases of a mammary gland development: the parental, prenatal, the teats and the cistern development, pre-pubertal means limited growth, post-pubertal the pregnancy most grown, and early lactation. The mammary glands memory development occurs at the puberty and during gestation. Mostly the hormones, estrogen growth of the duct systems, progesterone development of alveoli tissue in a combination with other hormones. Growth hormone is responsible for growth of a duct systems, and prolactin is initiation and a continuity of the lactation. So the milk is being maintained by the prolactin. The growth of the duct system is performed by the growth hormone, somatotropin hormone, and the development of alveolar cells is taken by a progesterone, and the estrogen is producing the duct system and even helping in the growth of the duct system. So the lactogen hormones like alpha lactoalbumin in the mammary tissues, the progesterone, the estrogen, the prolactin, and glucocorticoids and growth hormones are the lactogenic hormones, and they are started from days of from a parturition. So you can see that the day of a parturition, and the mostly all the organisms, all the hormones are secreted from body. The development of a mammary glands, the end bud, the blood vessels, the fat pad, a lymph node, and primary duct. During the first 3 weeks of a life, the mammary gland, mammary ducts elongate and branch slowly. Blood vessels in the fat pad are well visible. The primary duct can also be seen, and end buds are faintly visible. So that the whole mount of a peripubertal mouse mammary glands is the nipple, the secondary ducts, the primary ducts, the terminal end buds, and the fat and lymph nodes are developed in the mouse. The development of a mammary gland at the 4 week of a virgin, the duct, end buds, fat, and the lymph nodes are produced. So, starting at the about 4 weeks, the growth of the mammary ducts increase significantly. The system of ducts begins to elongate and around the lymph nodes. So the end of buds are now more visible. So the development of the mammary glands, that is a 6 weeks version. Here the gland has just about reached the periphery of the mammary fat pad. There is a significant branching. The end buds are quite prominent. So the development of the mammary glands, that's lymph nodes, it is on the 10 week of a virgin time, the duct has to be developed. The ducts have completely reached the periphery of the mammary fat pad. At this point, the terminal end buds from the terminal ductal structure with the ductal development will decrease the point of a sexual maturity. The development of a mammary gland, the lobules, on the day of a ninth pregnancy, on the ninth day of a pregnancy, at this stage there is extensive and rapid proliferation of the mammary duct. During the pregnancy of a mammary glands comes under the influence of estrogen, progesterone, and the placental hormones. So the development of a mammary glands, day of a 16 day of a pregnancy, about 50% of the total growth of a mammary glands occurs during pregnancy from day 12 until term. The mammary epithelial expands vastly, and pregnancy is usually 18 to 21 days in the mouse. So the mammary glands development in the virgin, there is no lobules, whereas the lobules are present during the pregnancy, and then during the lactation, it is the bunch type structure is developed. But during the involution or the end of the lactation, there is again the buds or the lobules are destroyed. The mammary DNA in the heifer, the first estrus, the age, according to the age, the DNA mg per 100 kg of body weight is increasing, and on the first estrus it is about 200, whereas at the 16 months it will be the 300 to 350 mg per 100 kg. So the growth during the pregnancy, the mammary gland DNA in grams is showing that up to 250 days of a pregnant it is increasing up to 30 grams of the DNA. So stages of the development is in the cow, the pre-pregnancy development occurs 10%, whereas the pregnancy development is 85% is the udder is developed and 5% during the lactation. Whereas in a goat, 5% is during a pre-pregnancy and 74% during pregnancy and 21% during lactation. So likewise, the rabbit is having a 27% pre-pregnancy growth, whereas the 67% is during pregnancy and 6% during the lactation. So the mammary gland development starts from a birth, that is the duct growth is developed, so the lobules alveolar growth takes place on the day of 16, and then the initiation of the lactation starts after a pregnancy. So the pregnancy, after a pregnancy, the development is full of the udder, and during a parturition it develops up to 85%, and during the lactation it is 100%, and then this is annihilation takes place, and the decline of the development, the lobules alveolar growth declines, and in a dry annihilation the duct system remains up to the 40%. Whereas the capillary Barrett's alveolus, hairnet, sphincters constitute no blood flow in sphincters, open blood flow to the alveolus. So local control of a blood flow is the large vein, which is giving a post-capillary venules, sphincters, mid arterioles, then the terminal arterioles. So the high oxygen comes from the high blood flow, and the ATP needs oxygen, and the ATP having a partial pressure of the oxygen, high ATPs, and sphincter constriction takes place. So this is the blood flow, the cow. Then the anatomy of the mammary gland of the sheep: 2 teats, 2 halves, and the pigs have a 12 to 14 teats and 2 glands and a duct system per teat, and even the mare has a 4 quarters and duct systems but 2 teats. This is the difference between the different mammary gland anatomy. The goats having a 2 teats, having a 2 halves and the 2 glands, but the pigs has a 12 to 14 teats and 2 glands and a duct system per teat. Whereas the mammary mare has a 4 quarters but the duct system but 2 teats. So the four D glands are present in the mare. The connective tissue, the ducts and the udder system and teat system, the glandular secretory cells. Then the mammary duct system is a supra mammary fat, then the lateral suspensory ligament, skin, the intramedullary groove, then the median suspensory ligament, the body gland, alveoli, alveolar ducts, collecting ducts, gland system, teat system, and streaks are present in the duct system. So mammary duct and the lobules alveolar system is that alveolus, the terminal duct, the constructive tissue septa, the interlobular connective tissue, the lobules, lobe, and then the mammary ducts, the gland system, then the annular fold, teat system, and the rostral and streak canal is present in the cow. The system, gland system, It opens in the teat is cistern and Furstenberg roses, and the teat sphincter muscles are shown in this picture. The epithelial cells, the lumen of the alveolus, the fat droplets migrate and it goes to the Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, and erythrocyte reticulum, fat droplets, and lysosome, nucleus, and mitochondria has to work. And the memory structure as the physical support is suspensory ligaments, then the duct system, blood system, lobules, lobes, lobules, alveoli, teeth, on and off intermediate removal of a milk. The neural system, that means the active expelling the milk from the udder, and that means the balancing of the dynamic limb. So the anatomy of the udder is located in the ground arena, consists of 4 separate glands. Each gland has a one teat with a one opening. Rear quarters accounts for 55 to 60% of the total udder weight, and they produce a 55 to 60% of the milk. Whereas the total weight of 50 pounds and 50 is a 60 pounds, and the milk in the gland are 110 pounds suspended from the body prior to the milk. Attachment of the udder to the body is a critical. The support system, median and lateral suspensory ligaments, right and left halves are separated by intramedullary grooves, where the location of the udder, the quarters, and the teats and proportion and attachment. You see that the rear quarters, the memory grooves, the 4 quarters, and as well as the 4 quarters and rear quarters. The cow in image A is showing the udder that is held firmly to the body wall. In the contrast, the B is showing the deep udder that hangs down away from the body. What are the difference in those structures between A and B? So you can see the development of the glands, the primary glands, lenticular, spherical, conical gland, then the lactopherous ducts and the feature cisterns, the secondary buds, the primary channel feature cisterns. So the development of nipples and areola during the late fetal period, the epidermis at the site of the origin of the mammary gland becomes depressed, forming a shallow mammary pit. The nipples are poorly formed and depressed in the newborn infants. Soon after the birth, the nipples usually rise from the mammary pits because of proliferation of the surrounding connective tissue of the areola. The circular area of the skin around the nipple, the smooth muscle fibers of the nipple and areola differentiate from surrounding mesenchymal cells. So thank you very much. Don't cry over spilled milk. Run the udder, shake and move on. Thank you very much for listening the lecture. And now the class is open for any question related to this lecture. I will.
क्वार्टर का मतलब सर क्या है
जी
सर? यहाँ पर हम जो वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं सर, क्वार्टर सर हम यूज कर रहे हैं ना सर इनको, तो सर यहाँ पर सर क्वार्टर को सर किस चीज को सर जो है वो किस चीज के लिए हम सर इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं? यहाँ पर सर क्वार्टर का मतलब क्या होगा?
असल में जो डिफरेंट एनिमल्स जो होते हैं जैसे काऊ, बफेलो और गोट और शीप, ये मिल्किंग एनिमल्स हैं। तो काऊ और बफेलो में 4 क्वार्टर्स होते हैं, मतलब 4 अडर्स होते हैं, और ये सेपरेट होते हैं। तो क्वार्टर का मतलब होता है चौथा हिस्सा। तो उसमें इधर यहाँ पे क्वार्टर जो इस्तेमाल होगा वो होगा those animals who having a 4 quarters, 4 udders are 4 teeth, and 1 quarter is a 1 udder or a 1 teeth.
ओके सर. एंड सर mastitis में सर क्या होता है?
Mastitis means inflammation of a udder. तो udder की swelling होती है, that may have to lead towards loss of a milk. There might be a putrefaction in the milk, and there might be only a swelling on the udder, having a redness, pain, and there is a 4 cardial sign of the inflammation. उसमें deformity होती है, swelling होती है, redness होती है, pain होता है और hardness होती है, मतलब वो hot होता है, गर्म होता है.
ओके सर. एंड सर इन्वोल्यूशन सर क्या होती है?
इन्वोल्यूशन मतलब जब ड्राई होती है काऊ या बफेलो या गोट या शीप ड्राई होती है, मिल्क लैक्टेशन पीरियड पूरा होता है, तो फिर इन्वोल्यूशन शुरू हो जाती है. जो अल्वेलाई या फिर लॉब्यूल्स या लोब्स बने होते हैं वो इन्वोल्यूशन काज करते हैं, डीनेचर होते हैं, वो बर्ड्स जो है ना डिस्ट्रॉय होना शुरू हो जाते हैं. तो मिल्किंग सेल्स जो है ना डिक्रीज हो जाते हैं in those cows which are dry, which are going to be involved in the phase of involution.
Okay sir, thank you.
Okay, now I'm leaving and ending this talk, and then we will meet again on Wednesday.